Hello again, everybody. This is Eric Arnold coming to you from the secondary studio, not the sports barn. It is Tuesday, June 8th, and I've got 6 MLB picks for you on this full card for Tuesday. I apologize on the previous video for the Sopranos ending there to the video. I was just thinking to myself, we've gone a while now without any of these ridiculous, inexplicable technical issues that seem to plague us for the first year and a half of these videos, where the camera would, the phone would just shut off for no reason whatsoever, and I'd be stuck in frozen animation there, and that's what happened. Around minute 16 of the video just froze. And the audio continued, so I tried to salvage the thing rather than reshoot the whole thing. It turned into a hash, just a complete mess. So I apologize. I don't know what causes it. I just, it's only so many hours in the day, and you got your handicapper hat, you got your production hat, you got all these hats you got to wear to try to do these videos, so sometimes it comes out less than perfect. So I was walking yesterday. It's occurred to me many times that I need to drop some weight, and my life will go so much better if I could drop some weight. But I like to eat. I always have. So we're struggling with that. So at any rate, I'm trying to exercise, walking on my little trail there. And the trail runs parallel to a railroad track. And, there was a train slowly rumbling by at the same time I'm walking there. A bunch of empty ore cars, if you will. Those, they don't. Coal is verboten now, so we don't put coal in these cars. We put other things like they use these cars to carry limestone. Well, at any rate, on the car, multiple places, somebody had written this over and over again it was on at least 4 different cars. It said, "Too soon old, too late smart." And they wrote that again and again. "Too soon old, too late smart." I just been thinking about that. It's like, wow, I hope that's not me. I don't want to be too late smart. I'd hate to think that. That'll probably be it. Right at the end there, we'll hit a winning streak of like 20 in a row, and we'll have it. We'll have the key. We'll have it. After a lifetime of searching for it, we will have found it. And then I'll get hit by a bus or drop dead because I have a heart attack because I'm too heavy. Too late smart. I keep thinking about whoever was writing that on these coal cars. It's like, who's this guy writing this on? Some old guy, I guess, writing this on all these coal cars, trying to warn the world. Too late smart. Too late smart. Here, I'm writing it on a train. All right, let's go. What do we got? We only had one play yesterday, and we're gonna have to. We're make a note. We're setting a rule here, just to make it clean. We're trying to make these videos in advance of the first pitch, sometimes well in advance of the first pitch. You're using less than complete information, and anymore now in the 21st century, in the 2020s, where there's only a handful of actual starters and everybody else is an opener, it seems like. No, back in the day you had 4 starters. They each would pitch 250 innings a year. That was pretty much how a lot of teams would roll. Well, that doesn't happen anymore. So now what you got is no one knows who's going to be the starter. These managers, they'll tell you one thing 2 days before the game, and then 4 hours before the game, they'll go, "Oh yeah, changed my mind. We're going to pitch some other guy." So I would have never played that game last night if I knew the Marlins were throwing some jabroni, his first start ever. Not only that, some guy that had terrible minor league stats too. It's like, could you signal any harder? We're just, mailing this game in. Had I known that. So the rule is that whatever starter is listed on my sheet, that guy's got a pitch or it's no action. That's the rule. I think I've taken advantage of it a couple times where, one guy didn't start, we won, I counted it. But like, yesterday, we'll take the L, we'll count it. But I think that'll be the rule. Starter must go to have action, both starters. So that's going to limit some of our action. We're probably going to lose, I'd say, 10% of our picks. Because this happens pretty frequently that they just switch starters. I think the other day one of our guys got a blister like 10 minutes before the damn game started. It's like, son of a... Anyway, so the Marlins, they had their chances. I mean, they had the bases loaded there with Aguilera coming up and 2 outs there in the middle of the game, and he just mailed in that at bat. It was awful. The pitcher hadn't thrown a strike since he entered the game, and Aguilera just bailed him out swinging at balls. So not a good at bat. Anyway, that was yesterday. All right, now here's a warning. I'm going to use profanity because I don't know how else to express myself in this next story. Have you seen this out in California where somebody shot into a car and killed a 6-year-old? This happened weeks ago. And I guess the CHIPS, the California Highway Patrol, has been turning the state upside down looking for these assholes. And they found them. Kudos to you, Chips. Good job. I mean, good job, really, because sometimes these things go unsolved. Even in today's, everybody's got a camera. There's a camera everywhere society. A crime without motivation, you're basically starting from scratch. You have no suspects. Yeah, sometimes I can name probably 5 crimes right here in Berks County off the top of my head. Never been solved. Murders. Somebody shot that janitor in Reading. Nobody cared about that. No, he's a janitor. Who cares? Somebody killed a rich guy, actually. He was an heir to a local supermarket chain. Nobody's ever found his killer. That was 20 years ago. They're still looking for that. I mean, you still see the signs. Have you seen Gary Redner's killer? $100,000 reward. Well, nobody's ever collected on it. And, probably no one ever will. Well, anyway, the point is, good job, Chips. Did you see the pictures of these assholes? I guess he's a 24-year-old auto mechanic who likes guns. And then his girlfriend was driving. Yeah, apparently what happened was the girlfriend cut off the victim, the mother and the child. The mother flipped off the angry idiots who cut them off. So then the angry idiots decided, hey, we'll drop back in traffic, get behind them, and then just fire one into the trunk. I guess just to show them what's what. And, the bullet went through the trunk, into the back seat, hit the kid who was in the back seat in a child seat, and killed him. So, who does stuff like this? I mean, Jesus Christ. I'd like to say this is a one-off deal, but I'm afraid it's not. I'm afraid there are a lot of idiots out there like this that just have no concept of their actions, have no regard for human life. And then these assholes, hide. They go hide. Like, oh, we'll get away with it. Yeah, thanks to Chips, you don't get away with it, you bastards. Furthermore, this is not a road rage incident. This is not road rage, and here's my reasoning. Road rage is, you cut me off, I whip out my gun and shoot you. I don't drop back in traffic and say, okay, now let's get behind him so I can get a good shot. That's premeditated. That's absolutely premeditated. And what about this girlfriend? You know, apparently the guy is the one who was in the passenger seat and shot. What about this girlfriend? She thinks with the same brain as this other asshole? Unbelievable. Hey, honey, I think it's a good idea if we go fuck these people up. Let's just fuck them up. Let's shoot their car. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How does this happen? I guess I can see how these two people are together, why they're dating each other. They're both psychopathic murderers. Unbelievable. At least, I mean, the story doesn't have a happy ending because, oh, this should never have happened to begin with. But at least there's probably going to be justice. Very rarely, it seems like, anymore, justice is found or achieved. But I think in this case, maybe we'll actually get justice on these assholes. So they should fry. You know, does California, do you still have the death penalty? You ever use it? I'm telling you, this is premeditated. This is death penalty-esque, but it won't happen. To give you an idea of what probably will happen, here in PA we had an incident like this where, you know, some jerk-off just, you know, got in a bumper-to-bumper, you know, jockeying road rage deal with some other car, and he whips out his gun and boom, you know, lucky shot drills the girl in the head. She's dead. Then he goes and hides for a week, and then he turns himself in. He got 20 to 40 years. These jerks didn't turn themselves in, so yeah, I'm thinking 40 to life. That's probably what they'll get, 40 to life. But it is California. They'll probably get 5 to 10. Probably 5 to 10. That's what you're looking at in California, I'm thinking. At any rate, I just saw that story and it just triggered me. It's like, this is unbelievable. It really is. Plus, have you seen this guy's mugshot? It's like, okay, yeah, I can see how this guy'd be a hair trigger psychopathic murderer. His eyes are like, you know, just like he's wound to the max on crank or something. He probably was. I guess we'll hear about that in court. Well, I was abused as a child, so I have to do crank and own 17,000 guns, which I like to shoot at every opportunity. Jerk. All right, baseball. Where are we at? Baseball. Better get to baseball before the video cuts off, right? All right, let's see what we got. Here we are. Well, the Mets won for us last time out, so the Mets are now back in the good graces of the sports barn. This is a good spot for them. We really think this is a good spot for them. They're playing well. They're playing the Orioles. The Orioles, they're a bad team. They're a bad team. You know, the Orioles have won a couple games here recently. I guess this is just a play basically saying we think the good team is going to beat the bad team. We do not think the bad team is going to suddenly run off 8 out of 10 wins and become a mediocre team. The bad team is a bad team, and that's the Orioles. We think we're getting value here. I mean, at minus 115, you know, for example, this is New York Mets versus the Orioles. What would that number be if that said New York Yankees versus Orioles? I looked it up. I mean, the numbers so far this year for the Yankees at Camden Yard, it's like 150, 165, 155, 170. You know, big numbers. Why? Because they're the Yankees. The Mets have a better record than the Yankees. So I think we're getting value here with the Mets. They're not throwing their best. It's not a DeGrom game, but, you know, this Peterson, he is a number one pick. He does have some talent. Otherwise, he wouldn't be a number one pick. Bad start last time out. We think he's going to bounce off of that. That's the thinking. We're going to take the Mets here. 2 stars. All right. This one, I hate to say this, but I think we're in the right place on this one. Yeah, I've been beating the Braves horse all year long. I think that's a superior team. They have not played like it. They've burned money all year, but we're getting off them here to play the Phillies. Here's the thinking. Aaron Nola went to LSU, Louisiana State University. He's a Cajun. He's born on the bayou, and it is bayou weather right now here in Philadelphia. It is hot as hell, and this is Nola type weather. He always pitches better when it gets hot, and I think he does, and I think there's rationale for that. He's born on the bayou. He's used to it. It's hot. It's sticky. It's always humid in Philadelphia. Ask Chase Utley about that. It's easier to spin that ball when it's hot and sticky. And Nola, that's part of his game is spinning the ball. So this should be a good spot for him. He pitches better at home than he does on the road, always has. He pitches well against the Braves. This is a good spot for Aaron Nola. We're going to get a little tricky here. We're going to try to, hit the ball a little further than we would normally. We're going to go for the run line. The thinking being Braves are throwing Drew Smiley. That's nothing special. The Phillies might be able to barrel him up and get some runs. Aaron Nola is either going to have it or he isn't. You don't generally get pretty good efforts out of Aaron Nola. Either he's brilliant or he's bad. And if he's bad, well, then we might as well save some money and go for the run line because we ain't going to lose by one. We're going to lose by a bunch. If he's brilliant, they're very likely then to win by multiple runs. So that's the thinking. We're going to say he's going to be brilliant tonight. We'll take Nola in the run line. My latest note showed plus 127. I think we're getting really good value there. Phillies, 2 stars. The Nationals, 3 stars. The Nationals are not a great team. I don't think they're going to be a great team all year long. They're just not old. They're too old, and their starting pitching isn't that good. But John Lester, last time out, I think he feels pretty good about himself right now. Davey Martinez told him, hey, we need you, big guy. We need you to go on 3 days rest because we just took another injury. And to save the pen, we need you to go out there on short rest. And he did it. And he pitched well. And, these are the guys that want to do that sort of thing. The game. Lester, to me, is a gamer. He's the kind of guy, he wants you to ask him, hey, can you go on short rest? Hell yeah, I can. And he did it. So I think he's feeling good about himself right now. Now, clearly, he's not as good as Tyler Glass now, but we're getting paid to play the lesser team here, plus 192. This might just be a spot the Rays just kind of, take a break, maybe. They've had such a good run so far this season. Maybe they just take a break and give one away here to the Nationals. That's what we're hoping. So this is a top play. Mariners, Tigers. I think we're got a half decent 1-star game here. The Mariners are they have a better record than the Tigers, pretty significantly a better record. Boyd has been bad. This isn't one of these, oh, well, he had a bad start, he'll bounce off of that. No, he's just been bad. He's been bad all year. Gonzalez has been bad, but he then was shut down here about 2 weeks ago with an arm injury, left-handed. I guess he's left-handed. He got shut down. We're going to say his bad pitching was caused by him not being sound physically. So now his last time out, he pitched pretty well. He's on pitch count, only threw 50 pitches. Pitched well. So now we're hoping he comes back and pitches back to form, which is better than Boyd. If he pitches back to form, he's much better than Boyd. And we definitely think we're catching value here at plus 109 with the Mariners. So we'll take a shot there. Astros top play. They played well against the Red Sox last weekend. We're going to say they're going to keep that rolling. Like the, I like the Astros. I think they're playing pretty well right now. And then we'll see if they can't. Valdez, I think he's a better pitcher than Perez. So we're hoping that the Astros can outpitch the Red Sox, get the win there. And then lastly, the Blue Jays, White Sox. Blue Jays, I think they might be as good as the White Sox, and if they're not that far off. The Blue Jays have a lot of young talent, just like the White Sox do. Perhaps the White Sox starting pitching is better. But then, the Blue Jays are playing the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Rays, whereas the White Sox, I mean, who are they playing? Their toughest competitor is the Indians. I would argue the Rays and the Red Sox are better than the Indians. And then it's just Twins, Royals, Tigers. These are all wins for the White Sox. So, I think the two teams, they might not be that much different. And at 127, we're getting a decent price here. We're going to take one other thing here. The Blue Jays in the last 2 years have been really good on the road. Why? They don't have a home. Their home is the road. It's the only home they've ever known. I think that's a line from a Kinks song, "Life on the Road." It's the only home that I know, something like that. So yeah, the Blue Jays on the road. That's been where you want to play them. So top play there. So our top plays are the Nationals, Astros, and Blue Jays. But we really feel pretty good about the Mets and the Phillies too. And then fill in with the Mariners. So that's what we got for you. There you have it. Hey, hit the like button. Or if you're new, subscribe. Go crazy. And we'll mention you if we see that you subscribed. And that's all we have. That's all we have. So good luck. We'll see you probably again tomorrow. Let's have some good baseball today. And Eric Arnold signing off.